Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Large flames escaped a Wilkes-Barre home as firefighters tried to save it last night. Wilkes-Barre County firefighters arrived at the scene on Susquehanna Street around 9 p.m. Tuesday. The fire could be seen pouring out the windows as crews worked hard to extinguish it. No injuries were reported, and officials have not yet released information on what may have caused the fire. Fire crews remained on scene Wednesday. A stretch of road in Schuylkill County was shut down Tuesday evening following a serious head-on crash. Multiple emergency crews responded to the scene, and several people were taken to the hospital. Emergency crews were called to the 600 block of Gordon-Nagel Trail, also known as State Route 901, in Pottsville just before 4:50 p.m. for a reported head-on collision. The Pottsville City Fire Department led the emergency response with assistance from state police out of Schuylkill Haven. The crash involved multiple vehicles. Several people were injured and were taken to a nearby hospital. The roadway was closed for nearly 2 hours as crews cleared the scene and investigated the crash. It has since reopened to traffic as of 6:30 p.m. last night. A Chickasha man will spend up to 6 years in state prison after leading Pennsylvania State Police on 2 dangerous chases last year. 41-year-old Mark Roger Salt was sentenced Tuesday in Luzerne County Court on charges of fleeing or attempted to elude law enforcement, driving with a suspended license, and driving under the influence of a controlled substance. The first chase happened in September of 2024, when Salt sped off through a field after being found slumped in a parked car. In November, he led police on another high-speed pursuit in a stolen plate pickup, ending with a foot chase into the woods. Salt pled guilty to the charges on May 8th. A judge denied his request to serve the sentence in a county facility, citing the danger posed to the public. The Pennsylvania State Police is reporting over 400 DUI arrests made at checkpoints over the 4th of July weekend. The campaign to keep roads and highways safe over the highly traveled holiday also included almost 6,000 speeding citations issued to drivers across the state. In the 803 crashes the state police investigated, 8 were fatal, and a total of 12 people were killed from July 3rd through the 6th. The number of citations, arrests, and crashes are down from last year's 4th of July weekend. Data from 2024 stated that there were over 500 DUI arrests and 12 fatal crashes. Coming up on WYLN News, Sugarloaf is hoping a new bridge to I-80 will ease traffic woes. Plus, the Blues are back in Nescopeck this weekend. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health, investing in your well-being and building healthier communities, because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson. We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Laura Rivera had headaches and dizzy spells. Her soccer star Lucy was out of alignment from playing sports. Stay tuned and see how chiropractic can help both of them.
Back to WYLN News. Everyone will be feeling the blues this weekend at Pennsylvania's biggest blues festival. Nescopec will be hosting the 28th annual Briggs Farm Blues Festival starting on Thursday night. Thousands of music lovers from all over are expected to visit and will see more than 20 performances across 2 stages. Musical acts include Grammy-nominated Victor Wainwright and the Train and local favorite Brett Alexander, a member of the Badleys. The festival will run through Sunday. Camping is available and tickets can still be purchased through the festival website, briggsfarm.com. Mayor Jeff Cassett will be holding a dedication and renaming ceremony for a Hazelton Street on Friday morning. The street is currently David Avenue and located off State Route 93 and East Broad Street, across from Hilltop Apartments. Street signs and online maps have already been updated with the new name, but the mayor will declare it official at the ceremony. Sugarloaf is now closer to constructing new bridges at the I-80 and Route 93 interchange. The Lackawanna Luzerne Metropolitan Planning Organization allocated $1.5 million for the project on Tuesday. The plan currently involves restructuring 5 ramps and repaving of the Route 93 to I-80 intersection. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation has already budgeted $22 million for the project and scheduled the work to begin in 2026. Route 93 road closures and detours are expected to occur throughout various times of the construction. A major change to the federal tax code is now law, impacting millions of American workers. President Trump signed a sweeping tax bill last week that eliminates federal income taxes on some tips and overtime pay. The president first proposed this idea during his 2024 campaign, specifically targeting voters in key swing states. Supporters of the law say it allows hourly and tipped workers to keep more of their earnings, providing relief for working-class Americans. The White House believes this move will increase economic growth by putting more money into the wallets of consumers. Critics argue that the change could reduce federal revenue and potentially lead to budget shortfalls or cuts. The IRS is expected to issue updated guidance soon, outlining how employers should adjust withholding and reporting moving forward. Coming up on Weatherly's News Choice, we give an overview of the LVHN Wheelchair Clinic. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Kingston Part 3. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazelton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch. 1, add the white cup for rice. 2, add the blue cup for water. 3, click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We are again here at the beautiful Health and Wellness Center at Hazelton on Moisey Drive, and I am here with one of our wonderful occupational therapists, Amber Gunn. Welcome, Amber.
Thank you.
So another thing that we have available to our community and the patients is something I was not aware of. It's called a wheelchair clinic. So what is a wheelchair clinic? That's where you come in, Amber. So, we're sitting here on two fancy wheelchairs, but there are times in our life where I have, had to use a wheelchair. I had to use something like this. I had a setback. And then there's sometimes, we permanently need to have these type of assistive devices. So tell us what the wheelchair clinic is about and who should, be coming here to get evaluated for.
So basically, the people who would come here to get evaluated for a wheelchair are people who are looking for either short-term, long-term, in their home or in their community if they're having mobility deficits. So if they're having a lot of falls or something like that, or they're not, they're not able to walk as far as they used to. So they would require a script from their doctor for a wheelchair evaluation. And then they would come here and meet with me and a rep that I have come out, an assistive technology professional who knows everything about wheelchairs. And, together we kind of brainstorm what wheelchair is going to fit the patient's needs the best. We might have to take some measurements or, some strength testing, see if you're strong enough,
that makes sense.
Your balance. Your cognition as well, and then from there we decide what the best mobility device is for the patient, and the assistive technology professional orders it after I send my note out to the doctor and the insurance company.
So of course, we have the basic wheelchair that you see in the hospitals or some people use. And then, of course, we have a little bit more, giving us more mobility, these type of electric, if you will, battery operated. So I'm sure everyone wants one of these, to get around, but is that feasible for everyone? Does everyone qualify? kind of give us a little bit of how this kind of works. I come in, I had an injury to my hip, I require, to get around.
Yeah.
How would I go about that? What would happen when I walk in the door?
Usually if it's for a short-term use, it would be not a very specific wheelchair or just one of the manual ones or a transport chair that somebody would push for you.
Okay.
So sometimes those don't even require evaluations at all. But if it was something like a jazzy, just to get around the house, get around the community, the store, to and from the post office, whatever, that would be one of these. And then these are for people who, might not have upper extremity range of motion as good as, that requires for the jazzy, or need a little bit more back support because it goes up a little bit further, it's a little bit more comfortable. So same idea, but a little bit more for patients who might need a little bit more of those types of supports.
So I guess the one question a lot of us always have, of course, is does insurance cover these type of things? So can you guide us on that?
Yeah, so like I said, so I submit my paperwork off to the doctor will sign it, and then we submit it off to the insurance for coverage. So again, everybody's insurance is a little bit different. Depending on the type of insurance that you have, we may just have to justify needs in certain areas. So a lot of insurances want to see that, you need it in your home, or you need it for, participation in your ADLs. Other insurances
maybe a job.
Yes, exactly. Other insurances don't really care. So depending on, the specific needs of the insurances, I might have to write a letter of medical necessity to your insurance to, just solidify that you really need this wheelchair for these reasons.
So we're running out of time, but I want to know what's the next step to get in touch with you. So after you get that evaluation, you tell your doctor, we need to go to the Health and Wellness Center, to therapy, and write to you. Are you the guru of the clinic?
So usually I have the ladies at the front desk help me and set everything up, but we have the clinic 2 times a month.
Okay.
Sometimes the days will change, but we do 4 evaluations a month.
Okay.
So you would, call over here to the Wellness Center, and the girls up front would get you set up with the soonest appointment they can, depending on your schedule too.
Awesome.
And then, we have you come in and meet.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this great information, and thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy 1, get 2 free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
Breweries had sprung up all over northeastern Pennsylvania by the late 1800s, with just about every sizable community having at least one operating within its limits. The Kingston area would itself be the home of Bartell's Brewing Company, which opened for business in 1898 in adjoining Edwardsville. Brewing such local favorites as Bartell's Pure Beer, Bartell's Ale, and Bartell's Bock Beer, the brewery shut down upon the advent of Prohibition, but reopened after repeal in 1933. Its mascot was a professor who gladly informed the brewery's patrons that there is none better. Bartell's Brewing Company closed its operations for good in 1968. Under certain circumstances, any one of us can be a great hero. Miner William Watkins was just an ordinary man on September 3, 1904, working away in one of the Kingston Coal Company's mines. On this day, however, the mine would be rocked by a terrible explosion. While he himself and many other miners made to safety, it soon became clear there were other men still trapped by the site of the explosion, and that the roof in that area was now in imminent danger of collapse. With little thought for his own safety, Watkins raced down to the explosion site despite heavy black damp in the area, and was able to pull fellow miners Brindley Davis, Reese Williams, and Joseph Winchon to safety. Watkins would collapse from black damp exposure after dragging the men from the mine, and would be unconscious from some time afterwards. But his efforts had been enough in the end. For his heroism, William Watkins would subsequently be awarded a Carnegie Medal, given to those who overtly risk their lives to save others. In today's world, when a proposal for a new hospital is made, it can often take a prolonged period of time for the land to be bought up and the facility constructed. When a group of local physicians met at the Luzerne County Medical Society in Kingston on February 1, 1912, they discussed the need for a new hospital on the Susquehanna's west side. Within 2 weeks of this meeting, they in fact had the land for the facility, donated by local resident Abram Nesbitt, who purchased land at the corner of Wyoming Avenue and Sharp Street in what was then still Dorrinston from the estate of Lawrence Myers. Nesbitt then donated the land to the West Side Hospital Association, who promptly began work on the property. When they had finished, the 15-room building, originally named the Nesbitt West Side Hospital, featured an accident ward in the basement, operating room on the second floor, and patient rooms on the third floor. A mere 8 months after its conception, the hospital opened on October 7, 1912. Among its first patients was 8-year-old David Davis, who had suffered a fractured skull while trying to pull his dog out of the path of a locomotive. He would survive his injuries thanks to the professional treatment at the hospital. The facility was renamed Nesbitt Memorial Hospital in 1928 and continued its service to the area, at times with members of the Nesbitt family in charge, until it was purchased in 1992 by Wyoming Valley Healthcare System Incorporated. It operates today as part of the Commonwealth Health System. 1923 would see the building of the Kingston Armory. Measuring 13 bays by 20 bays, the U-shaped structure included classrooms, a drill hall, and stables. It would be, in September 1950, the place of mourning for 33 National Guardsmen from the 109th Field Artillery Regiment who had been killed in a train crash in Coshocton, Ohio. Added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1989, the Armory today serves as a venue for concerts, circuses, and the Luzerne County Folk Festival. For moviegoers in the Kingston area, motion pictures become available close to home when the Kingston Theater opened on Wyoming Avenue on June 9, 1925. Operated by Thomas Alexander and Louis Marino Sr., it had a capacity of just under 900 seats. The theater would survive major flooding in 1936, but burned down in an arson attack in the early 1950s. The front of the building would be salvaged and used as an office building until it was torn down in 2000. The 1920s would also see the beginning of a famed comedian's career when Edith Enke was born April 16, 1927. The family eventually moved to New Jersey, where Edith became a strong singer. After high school, she enrolled in Juilliard and later in the Actors Studio, and by 1950, under the name Edie Adams, she was making appearances on several early television programs. This brought her to the attention of the producer of Ernie Kovac's show 3 to Get Ready, and she was signed for the program, which frequently involved her taking pies to the face. Kovacs himself, though, would fall in love with her, and the two of them were married on September 12, 1954. Adams found notable Broadway and television work for the rest of the 50s, winning a Tony Award in 1956 for her role as Daisy May in Lil Abner, and starring as the fairy godmother in the original television broadcast of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella in 1957. After Kovac's death in a car accident in 1962, Adams persevered, becoming spokeswoman for Muriel Cigars for close to 20 years, and started her own chain of beauty salons. Through it all, she did her best to keep Kovac's legacy alive to the public, and was a strong advocate for civil rights. Edie Adams passed on in 2008 and rests today beside Ernie Kovacs in Hollywood's Forest Lawn Memorial Park.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.